What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Louis P. Back with another one. Back to give someone else their flowers. And the person I want to give the flowers to today is my favorite actor, Wesley Snipes. Now, as a kid, I got into martial arts because of Bruce Lee. Like, I was a fan of him and I wanted to take martial arts. And Wesley Snipes was the first black action star that I remember as a kid growing up in the 90s. I was born in 89, so I grew up in the 90s, and he was the first black action star I remember as an A-list Hollywood star that was doing martial arts. Because I remember getting, I got teased by some kids like, "Oh, you like kung fu? That's for the Chinese people do kung fu. Black people don't do kung fu." And I was like, there's a whole, it was an ignorant thing, but Wesley Snipes was like the first mainstream black person, black star that I remember as a kid that kind of made martial arts cool for a lot of people in my generation. And the first movie I saw of his was Passenger 57. I remember it was on TV and I just ended up watching it and I loved it. And I wanted to see his other movies because of that. So I ended up watching Drop Zone and I ended up watching U.S. Marshals and Rising Sun and Murder at 1600 and Money Train, and he just became my favorite actor. But I think he was such a good, believable action star in his heyday that I feel like a lot of people pigeonholed him into just action, forgetting how versatile he was. There was a lot of comedies. I feel like he was very good in comedies. He was very good in White Men Can't Jump and Dolomite and the latest Coming to America and Major League, Tu Wong Fu. There was a lot of versatility with someone like him to be like in Dolomite and Coming to America, acting against Eddie Murphy, one of the greatest comedians of all time, and being able to hold his own in a comedy. And he's not a comedian. When you look at more of the serious roles, and holding his own on screen with a lot of titans of cinema, whether it's Robert De Niro in The Fan, or Denzel Washington in Mo Better Blues, or Christopher Walken and Lawrence Fishburne in King of New York. I feel like it's an underrated aspect because people just associate him with action, but there's so much versatility with what he's been able to do with his career. And I feel like that's underappreciated, and even when it comes to playing a villain, Simon Phoenix is essentially the Black Joker, and that's a type of role that I feel like could get it's not easy to do because it can kind of kill what you're supposed to take seriously. So him being a character that's so quirky and jokey, but at the same time, there's this level of menacing to him, to the Simon Phoenix character, is just grade A villain. And then, of course, New Jack City. New Jack City, you're taking a character, Nino Brown, that is just this demon in the flesh. And like people say that's the Black Scarface, but even Tony Montana had a level he wouldn't go beyond that Nino did not care about. Nino was flat out, Tony Montana was not trying to kill kids. Nino flat out would use a kid's body armor to save his own skin. And Wesley was fantastic as Nino Brown. He was fantastic as Simon Phoenix. And even when you look at some of the other ones that are a little more not talked about, a little more the romantic drama side, like Jungle Fever or Disappearing Acts, it's just so much versatility that he had, and so much charisma and screen presence that he had, that I don't feel like he gets his flowers enough. And I haven't even brought up Blade. I feel like Blade is probably the movie that most people associate him with, and Blade is literally the movie that paved the way for Marvel's dominance that they had in the decades to follow, for the superhero surgence that Marvel had, and that even that doesn't get the credit it deserves. Even Blade doesn't get the credit it deserves for its essentially kickstarting the superhero genre we've come to love. You know, us seeing a guy slow motion dodge bullets, you know, in Blade before The Matrix came out. You know, there's so much talk about black superheroes because, you know, we see Black Panther, and Black Panther, the first Black Panther was not the first black superhero on the big screen. As iconic as that was, Blade back in the day, for someone like me, didn't even know it was a Marvel character at the time, but I didn't have to, because Wesley Snipes was gonna be in the movie. I went to see Blade not because it was a Marvel character, not because it's a black character and I'm black so I need to support. No, I went to see it because Wesley Snipes is killing vampires. This is gonna be badass. So I say all that to say, I just wanted to come here and give some flowers to a well-deserved legend in cinema, a well-deserved legend in black cinema, especially one of the biggest stars of my childhood and my favorite actor. And I wanted to salute Mr. Wesley Snipes. And if y'all haven't caught up on his filmography, I feel like he has something for everybody, no matter what style of film you like. If you like action, if you like comedy, if you like dramas or whatever, I do feel like he has a movie in his filmography that's for you. You know, like even if you caught him in Michael Jackson's video back in the day, in his short film, in the Bad short film where he got his start. But I just wanted to salute Mr. Wesley Snipes, give him his flowers while he's still here, to appreciate him. And I hope to see more. And I want y'all to know, if y'all fans of Wesley Snipes, comment your favorite Wesley Snipes movie down below. If y'all not fans and y'all wanna be fans, check out the comments down below to see some movies that you should check out. You know, and as always, subscribe, share, stay tuned, and we're gonna keep this going. Peace.